Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, Muslims and Christians, non-Muslim and non-Christians. I greet you with the greeting words of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. My topic or my theme of today is the altercation between Zongo Muslims and those who left Islam is uncalled for. Why Islam, which is supposed to bring peace and unity in Zongo, is bringing separation? After the death of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, in 632, Islam began to spread to other parts of the world. It reached North Africa in 650. Berber traders helped spread Islam in 710 along the trade routes that crisscross West Africa. The spread of Islam began in countries like Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Nigeria. It was a gradual and complex process. Some emphasize economic motivation, others highlight the draw of Islam's spiritual message, and a number stress the prestige and influence of Arabic literature or literacy in facilitating state building. North African traders were major actors in introducing Islam into West Africa. So I would like to quote this ayah from Quran al-Karim, Surah Al-Araf, verse 3. A'udhu billahi minan shaitanir rajim, bismillahi rahmanin rahim. Attabi'u ma unzila ilaykum min rabbikum wala tattabi'u min dunihi awliya'an khalilan ma tadhakkaruna. Follow what has been sent down to you from your Lord, and do not take others as guardians beside him. How seldom are you mindful? How will you know what Allah has sent down? If you want to know, you have to go to this surah. Surah An-Nisa, verses 59. A'udhu billahi minan shaitanir rajim, bismillahi rahmanir rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ati'ullah wa ati'ur rasula wa ulil amri minkum fa in tan'azatum fi shay'in faraddu ila Allahi wa rasulih in kuntum tu'minuna billahi wal yawmil akhir zalika khairun ahsanun ta'wilan. It translates, O believers, obey Allah and obey the messenger, and those in authority among you. Should you disagree on anything, then refer it to Allah and his messenger. If you truly believe in Allah in the last day. This is the best and fairest solution. Some of us are sometimes confused with this ayat. It's like an owner of a company. He set up his company and made rules and regulations concerning the function of the company. One of the rules is that the workers should work 8 hours a day, from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The company director suggests to the owner that the workers could start from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, which is the same 8 hours a day. Of course, there is no problem because it is not in conflict with the 8 hours a day. A year later, the manager told the director that he want to change it to 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Both the owner of the company and the director will not have issue with it because the 8 hours per day have been met. So far as hadith is not in conflict with the Quran, there is no problem. That is why Allah said, La mubaddila li kalimatihi. Nobody can change the words of Allah. I would like to tell you something about Tijaniya movement in West Africa. Ahmed al-Tijani was born in Algeria 1737 and he died in Morocco in 1815 at the age of 78. He received his religious education in Algeria, inspired by other scholars. He founded the Tijaniya order in the 1780 at the age of 43. Sheikh Ibrahim Anyas was born in 1900 and died in 1975. He was a prominent Senegalese leader of Tijaniya Sufi order, a major Islamic scholar and poet. He established a large spiritual Islamic spiritual center in Kaolack, Senegal, and was proclaimed the universal leader of the Tijaniya order in 1936. Nyas was known for his effort to spread Islamic knowledge and for his Pan-Africanism and anti-colonial views, which made him a friend and advisor to the leaders like Kwame Nkrumah. Sheikh Ibrahim Nyas was not the son of Ahmed Tijani. His father was Al-Hajj Abdullah Nyas, who was a representative of the Tijaniya Sufi order. Sheikh Ibrahim Nyas was the spiritual successor to Ahmed al-Tijani, meaning he was a later leader and successor of his spiritual lineage rather than his biological son. In West Africa, we all follow and adhere to the teaching of Tijaniya until Wahhabism was introduced to us. The Wahhabiyya movement was founded by Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab in the 18th century in Najd, Central Arabia, in Saudi Arabia, and adopted in 1744 by Saudi family. In 20th and 21st centuries, Wahhabism is prevalent in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Wahhabism came to West Africa around 1940. An Arabic scholar trained at Al-Azhar University in Cairo returned to preach against local custom and mystic rituals. Wahhabism was introduced in Ghana around 1970. The then students of Tijaniya were recruited to go to Saudi Arabia and study the teaching of Abdul Wahhab. When they came back to Ghana, they started attacking their teachers who were Tijaniya, that they are not real Muslim. In the beginning, they bear the name Wahhabism, but they later changed it to Sunni. Tijaniya are also Sunni. They are Tijaniya Sunni. So those who are following Wahhab are Wahhabiyya Sunni. And those who are following Tijaniya are also Tijaniya Sunni. People could play with words, but don't let them play with your mind. First of all, the Wahhabiyya Sunni started attacking the Tijaniya Sunni verbally and physically, to the extent that children hate their parents. They are not in speaking terms with each other. This form of preaching has caused mayhem, chaos, hatred, and confusion in our Zongo, to the extent that people lost their lives. Nowadays, it seems as if the war between Wahhabiyya Sunni and Tijaniya Sunni has subsided. In recent times, there is also internal wrangling or internal fighting within the Wahhabiyya Sunni. As a result, some of Wahhabiyya Sunni left the Islam, even to the extent of saying bad things against Allah and His Prophet on social media. Nowadays, it's not Christian against Muslim anymore. It is not Tijaniya against Wahhabiyya anymore. It is Wahhabiyya who left the Islam against the Wahhabiyya who are still practicing the Islam. Those Wahhabiyya who left Islam are insulting Allah and His Prophet, who calls them Oga. According to Islam, it's also according to them, Muslims are also insulting their ancestors, those who left the Islam. We are all blacks and Africans. We all came from the same person, whether we like it or not. This is a fact. We should tolerate each other. We should bear in mind that we have freedom of expression and we don't have to agree with each other. So we agree to disagree and we disagree to agree. But we should execute it with civility and respect for each other. Those who left Islam should not provocate their Muslim brothers and sisters by insulting Allah and His Prophet. Some of us who are also Muslims should eschew from insulting our brothers and sisters who left Islam and find solace in ancestral belief. Otherwise, they will also insult our Allah and His Prophet. That's why Allah said in His Quran al-Karim, this is Surah Al-An'am, verse 108. A'udhu billahi minan shaitanir rajim. Bismillahi rahmanin rahim. Wala tusubbul ladhina yad'una min dunillahi fayasubbullahan adwan bighairi ilmin. كذلك زينا لكل أمة عملهم ثم إلى ربهم مرجعهم فينبئهم بما كانوا يعملون. O believers, do not insult what they invoke beside Allah, or they will insult Allah spitefully out of ignorance. This is how we have made each person deeds appealing to them. Then to their Lord is their return, and He will inform them what they used to do. So Allah is asking us not to insult those who insult our Allah and His Prophet. Because if we insult them back, they also insult our Allah and Prophet. So let Allah be judge here, not your parochial interest. And this is also Surah Al-Nahl, verse 125. A'udhu billahi minan shaitanir rajim. Bismillahi rahmanir rahim. Ad'u ila sabil rabbika bil hikmah wal mau'izatil hasana وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين. Allah said, call unto the way of thy Lord with wisdom and goodly exhortation, and argue with them in a way that is best. Surely thy Lord knows best who has strayed from his way, and he who knows those who are rightful guided. So we should let Allah be the judge and not we, the humans. The Abrahamic religion was 4,000 years ago, according to archaeological and biblical account. Although Jews believe that Abraham started Judaism, Muslims were of the view that Abraham is neither Jew nor Christian, but he was an upright man. Before Abrahamic religion, we had a traditional or African religion 400,000 years ago. Both African and Judaism are tribal or national religions. Foreigners are not welcome. Unlike Christianity and Islam, they are universal religion. For instance, in Islam, there is nothing new under the sun except facing the Kaaba to pray. That's why Allah said, Innama anta mudhakkiru lasta alayhim bimusaitir. O Prophet, your duty is to remind them, but not to force them or compel them. So, Zoroastrian religion was 5,000 years ago. It was before Abrahamic religion. So it was older than Abrahamic religion. It was formed by Zoroastrian from Persia, nowadays Iran. The Zoroastrian are those who started to pray 5 times a day and not the Muslim. 2 weeks ago, I hear one of the imam is preaching. According to him, no matter the good you have done, if you didn't pray 5 times a day, you will go to hell. But we should know, praying 5 times a day, it was started by Zoroastrians. So that is the reason why we should stop sitting on the throne of Allah as a judge. Persia or modern day Iran has contributed a great deal to Islam. Apart from Maliki, all the prominent scholars of Islam were from Persia. Those who wrote the Hadith and arranged Quran were Persians. Persians have contributed to the Arabic grammar scientifically. That's why we should not behave like a demigod. Allah said in His Quran al-Kareem, this is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 62. A'udhu billahi minan shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Innal ladhina amanu wal ladhina hadu wan nasara was sabiina man amana billahi wal yawmal akhir wa amila salihan falahum ajruhum inda rabbihim wala khawfun alayhim wala hum yahzanuna. It translates, indeed, the believers, Jews, Christians, and Sabians, whoever truly believes in Allah and the last day and does good will have their reward with their Lord, and there will be no fear for them, nor will they grieve. So, according to this ayah, the believers, Jews, and Christian, and Sabian, who are the Sabian? Sabian are people from Yemen long time ago. These people worship the sun and the moon. And who does a good, who believe in Allah, the last day, and does a good will have their reward with their Lord, and there will be no fear for them. So these people, according to Allah, Allah will grant them also Jannat. And this is what Allah said in Quran al-Karim. So, our brothers and sisters, we should not be the judge of Deen al-Islam, because Deen al-Islam is not our property. It's not our father's property. It's the religion of Allah, and he sent his prophet to teach us this religion. So we should leave all the judgment to Allah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are family from the same man and woman, whether we like it or not. We should not let a religion which is supposed to unite us divide us. We are always complaining that colonialism, imperialism, and capitalism have divided us. But we are dividing ourselves through religion. We should stop all this and tolerate each other to practice any religion any person ascribe to without recourse to insult. The most important is that we should focus our energy to do whatever it takes to develop our Zongo communities, regardless of our belief and religion. Let me end with this quotation from Quran al-Karim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Laysa alayka hudahum walakinna Allah yahdi man yashau. You are not responsible for people guidance, O Prophet. It is Allah who guides whoever he wills. So Allah is the one who guides whoever he wills. So we should stop this fighting, internal fighting, and focus our development as Zongo people. Thank you.